everybody. Welcome to the Laws That Lie podcast. Today we have Brother Fritz on here. I just want to state before we get started that the Laws That Lie podcast is designed to create dialogue for people and to pique people's interest in the laws and how they apply to them. Black people in specific, but everybody in general. My motto is when the Martians come, we will all be earthlings. When the flood comes, we're all going to get together and we're going to try to stop the flood from killing us all, regardless if you're a Republican, you're Democrat, whatever religion you are, or otherwise.
The 14th Amendment was for black slaves, not for immigrants coming over here. So he's making a point, this is a black thing, but the Democrats took it over and made it an immigration thing. This is not an immigration thing. This is only for black Americans. I don't care about Palestine. I don't care about Israel. I don't care about Mexico. I don't care about Haiti. I care about America. And the party, the Democrat Party, are deluding black Americans by involving all these immigrants in the country. I know we're nation immigrants, but we're black first. We got to worry about black Americans first instead of the Mexicans and the Haitians. I don't care about those. But we have diluted the conversation. I don't want to be no part of the Democrat Party because, again, it's all about Palestine right now and Israel. I don't care about those two countries.
So what about you being a part of the MAGA or Republican Party?
What about it? Again, I'm pro-America, America first. Okay? I am not, again, with the immigrants. And it's so frustrating to hear black people who are saying, well, I like the immigrants, but Nigerians don't care for you. The Nigerians.
And you can speak to that because you're Haitian.
I can speak with that because I hear them. I work with them. I'm in the transportation business. I see them. I know how they talk. They don't care. The first thing they say, if you go and call a Nigerian a nigger and see what happens. The first thing they'll say, I'm not black American. They separate themselves already. They're not black. They're Nigerian. They're Haitian. They're whatever. You know what I'm saying? But when it's time to fight, they want to jump in, because they got the same skin color. But all skin folk ain't kinfolk. You know what that's saying. But we keep fighting for these people, and then turn around, they're going to spit in your face. So, again, I am not.
Would you consider yourself MAGA?
I voted for Trump, yes. I want to make America great again. Yes. If you want to say I'm MAGA, yes. I'm a MAGA nigga, whatever you want to call it. Yes. But I'm definitely not no Democrat.
I think that Trump is probably the best president I've seen in my lifetime. And I'm in my mid-40s. He's done a lot for black people. The media has been smearing him deliberately.
Black people are infatuated with a victimhood mindset.
Well, the brother was just, Fritz, he was just mentioning a few examples of that. If we look at the Carmelo Anthony situation, which is, I think, a pretty accurate example of that victim mentality or that oppressed mindset. When we looked at one young man, a teenager who stabs another teenager in the heart, stabs him to death over pretty much nothing. If I told you, or if I told the average person who was black in America, hey, there was one young man who stabbed another young man because he, pushed him or told him to leave or something like that. If I didn't bring race into that conversation, there would be no question in anybody's mind. Oh, he was wrong. You don't do that. That's crazy. That's nuts. Why would somebody just pull out a knife and stab another kid? But then you find out that it's a black kid that stabs a white kid, and then we start to twist and contort our brains.
Anthony Carmelo, right? The problem is this. What made it racial is the way that he was handled, right? Not to say that a kid stabbing another kid don't need to have some type of punishment or what have you, right? But then there's the
law. There's the law.
There's this specific case, right? In a stand your ground state, right? what they are showing is that the black person didn't have a right to stand his ground, right? Number two,
Because the law
four,
states that there
hold
has to
on.
be a
I'll let you speak. Just give me a second. Four young
the,
men approached this. Four young men approached this one young man, right? And they were hostile towards him, right? So now, as an individual, I'm gonna say myself, if four different people approach me, of course I'm gonna be hyper vigilant about what's going on around me, and they're hostile and they're cursing and they're doing what have you.
did
Secondly,
he have the opportunity
hold
to
on.
leave?
Secondly, it's a lot of conflicting information that has been going out about this case. Some people say that he was pushed. Some people say that he was punched in the face. Right. Number two, the reason why there's a problem with the all-white jury is because historically black people have been discriminated against from participating in jury services, right? That's another thing. Number three, in the state of Texas, right, you have very similar cases, right? Gabriel Ruiz, right, was sentenced to 12 years, right, for a similar thing, an argument between teens that escalated, right? He was and he stabbed a 16-year-old once in the chest. He claimed self-defense.
The black jury, it wasn't an all-white jury, first of all. Even though the black jurors who were supposed to be on the jury got themselves removed from the jury because they themselves said that they could not be non-biased, that they could not convict another black
Where
man.
did you get
So
this information from?
They said, "Oh my God." Go ahead, Maggie.
I'm not
Go
going to
ahead.
get
Share
into
with me.
that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Share with me. Where did you
That's
get this
known
information?
information. That's go to
Where did you
Google,
get this information
go
from?
to AI, go to Chat GPT, go wherever you want and find that out on your own. But that's common knowledge.
We can't build another Black Wall Street. What you saying? We're incapable
But
because
let
of the
me ask you this
systems.
question.
Because of
Let
the
me ask you,
systems, we
we
cannot
didn't
we
so
cannot create
black
another
people
Black Wall
didn't
Street.
go through discrimination, right, for employment and opportunities in the
Okay.
United States? Yes or no?
The
So
real
you're saying
question
that we
is,
cannot create another Black Wall Street. We have
I'm
more.
I asked you a direct question.
We have more Black millionaires in this country than the whole world combined. In this country, more Black millionaires, and you telling me that we cannot unite like the Jews and create another Black Wall Street, or
When you got
get a state, get
when
North
you got
Carolina and
when
make it
you
our
got
own.
black people, right, that are more invested in their own individual gain, right?
Is
Then no,
that
we cannot
is
build
that
that. But
okay?
I
Is that
asked
the
you a
Jews'
question.
fault? Is that the
I asked
Jews'
you a
fault?
specific
Is
question.
that the
Hold on.
Jews' fault?
I asked you a
Is
specific question.
that
Did
the
was
Jews'
blacks
fault?
discriminated against in the United States of America in terms of employment, housing, redlining, so far and so on? Was blacks discriminated in those areas?
yes. Now my response question is
I'm asking
in
Mr.
20,
Fritz.
okay.
The same question. Yes, yes, yes. And then what?
Yes.
Now what?
So
Now in
was
20,
there
right
ever
now
a
what? In
need? Hold on.
2026, are
Was
you
there
oppressed?
ever a need for
That's what I'm
black people?
saying.
Hold on. Was there ever a need for black people to have what they call and canceled, right? Affirmative action. Was there
Are
ever a
you
need for
oppressed?
that?
Are you oppressed today?
Was there ever a need for affirmative action in the United States?
You know that they had what they call a hip hop police, and you know that the CIA was involved, man. You know that, man. Speak to that,
I
brother.
agree. So
Okay.
the CIA basically co-opted hip hop, infiltrated it, reverse engineered it, and
And
weaponized it against us.
brainwashed us.
So
And brainwashed.
the question is, why didn't we collectively go, wait a minute, this is not right. We got to do something about this. We're not going to promote this. We're not going to stand for this. We're not going to accept this. We're not going to tolerate this. Accountability and power are two sides of the same coin. You can't have power without accountability. And that's the trick that the Democrats are playing on Black people, is allowing us to shift the accountability. And what we're doing is abdicating a throne. We're getting rid of our own power when we say, yeah, it's white supremacy, yeah, it's the Jews, yeah, it's these people over there, it's the government, it's Trump, he's a bad man, he's racist. As every time we do that, what we're doing is saying, I have no power, I have no authority, I'm powerless. And when we do that, we're handing that power over to somebody else. And that somebody else, in most cases, happens to be the Democratic Party or empowering the grifters who benefit from keeping that narrative going. These pseudo Black intellectuals like the Michael Eric Dysons of the world and the
Lord.
Cornel Wests of the world, and you know, there's a million of them that come out and benefit from pushing this narrative. What's his name? Tanashi Coates, and there's a whole bunch of them. What's the other guy's name? I could go on for Don Lemon, Joy Reid, on and on. These are all grifters that are pushing a narrative that they make millions on. So you got two types of Black people. You got Black people who identify with being oppressed, and you got Black people, well, two types of successful Black people. The ones that identify with being oppressed, and they only do so because they benefit from that narrative, or the ones that don't identify with being oppressed and ultimately take accountability and acceptance for their lives and their destinies and their future. And that tends to be the ones that get called Uncle Toms. You ain't Black enough because you're not accepting this narrative. The ones that accept the narrative are the ones that are pushing the narrative, the Jasmine Crockett's of the world, the Obamas, the ones that are successful making millions of dollars, but will be quick to tell you you're oppressed, you can't accomplish anything, you need affirmative action, you need all this special treatment and privileges. They're doing that because they make money off of that. And that's why they're not doing what we talked about earlier, which is shunning all of this negative music, all of these negative urban culture influences that are being pushed. They won't speak out against that because they benefit from it. And that's why it continues. So we have to take that accountability. And until we do so, we're going to be stuck in this trick bag and stuck on, you know, stupid, for lack of a better terminology. So with that, I'll say peace.
That's what's up, man.
Brother Fritz?
That was a hard act to follow right there. Personally,
Thank you, brother.
Call me Uncle Tom. I take it as a compliment. You're telling me that I am smarter than you. So whenever you call me Uncle Tom or Coon, I take it as a compliment. Anyway, so now we're approaching our 250th anniversary to this beautiful country. I want to remind all of us that we are not victims. You are free. All right? There's a lot of opportunities out there. All you got to do is to go out there and put your name on it. You're a free man. You're not victims. And to that, happy 4th.
In the love and lie, we dive deep into the